All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are back here with Bill and his logical picks for fantasy football. Now, you've seen other shows. They talk. We could, go on forever about who that is, but you got FFL Live on Yahoo on Sundays, and they're always having people call in and, oh, I got 3 people I need, and blah, 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 and I'm in a PPR, and you got, a very beautiful young lady who's there, and then you got Tank, I believe it is, but then you got some others that just flap their jaw. They're not really accurate, and you're trusting them for your league. Let me give you some advice. Don't do that. So, I've seen ESPN have a little fantasy football thing, and again, they're going off of their opinion, their hunch. Believe it or not, some of these people don't even play fantasy football. So, and to ESPN and FFL Live, for Yahoo, come play my fantasy football, which is not a traditional fantasy football league that you're used to, the uniform fantasy football where there's, you have all the stuff and defense. No. Come play mine where it's all offense, and you're limited to drafting 10 players. Oh, do I have your attention yet? 10 players. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and everyone that comes from a traditional fantasy football league says, damn, this is hard. You really have to think. And the beauty of my league is, now again, my league's already drafted, so if you're interested, this would be for next year, 2020. But anyways, the beauty of my league is there's no defense at all. You don't pick a defense. You don't pick an individual defense. None. No defense. Number 2, the quarterbacks and the tight ends, because this is PPR, get the most points. You're averaging well over 100 points a game if your team is worth a darn. And sometimes we've actually had teams go into the 300s. Now, to you, you're like, well, that's kind of ridiculous, man. Okay, well, you're used to playing a different type of and a traditional type of fantasy football. Mine's not. And mine's only $25 to get into, and you get a chance to win double your money. I know it's not a lot. I know it's not going to break the bank or hit you up for the lotto, but it's still the point. You can win double your money. Number 2, you play Survivor and the pool pick'ems. So Survivor, you know how that works, and then pool pick'ems, you pick every game each week for 17 weeks, and whoever gets the most picks right wins the prize. So again, the main fantasy football of mine is all offense, draft 10 players, start 6. Ooh, I have your attention again. That's the beauty of that. And you have caps, limits, and everything else. You really have to think. So at the end of this little cast here, this little podcast, I'll give you the information you need if you're interested in even looking at my league and seeing what it looks like for the opportunity to play next year. And I'm calling out you, ESPN, and all you people at FFL Live on Yahoo. You wouldn't last in my league because you're used to playing a uniform league. So anyways, enough of that. Getting to the whole point of this is because all these shows are telling you what to do. Now, there's good information, bad information, then there's off the freaking wall information. So, no disrespect to Kyle Apple, shout out to Kyle Apple. I was saying to myself, and this is where Kyle Apple would come in, self, why do these people give advice when they don't even play fantasy football, or they're just trying to promote a certain player, a certain position, so forth, so forth, so forth? Well, because they're idiots. And I don't mean that meanly. But anyone that does something for profit when you're not helping someone else, but you say you are, that's just ridiculous. So here's what I have for you. I've been doing some research here, and one of the biggest things I want to start out with is this whole nonsense of, it says 10 marquee players with question marks. 10? Are you serious? Only 10? My God, dude. Oh my God. There are more than 10, and yet we're going to go with I guess this is their top 10, if I can find the paperwork in that. Looking at what the beauty of it is, they're showing a picture of Antonio Brown. Oh my God. that's just hilarious. Okay, here, I found the paperwork. Antonio Brown. Hell, we might as well start with him. Where is he at on here? Oh, that's great. Okay, so they're saying that Antonio Brown, he's a great wide receiver. Yes, he is. And thank you for your time at the Steelers. We appreciate you. But your mouth, your nonsense, you basically being suspended or sent home or put in your sandbox for the last game of the season because you didn't want to play, and Ben's a racist, and dude, you know what? I don't care what you say. It's football. Period. The NFL, a league where 90% of the players playing are black. The league where you could be Tavares Jackson in your 20th year and still be holding a clipboard, and you can't run, walk, and you didn't do crap coming out of Auburn. That's why you were a backup after year 2. And yet people like Tebow, who succeeded because of his Christianity and his faith, and I don't want to hear any crap from anybody. I'm being serious here. All the guy did is win. Look at his stats. Tavares Jackson never won a playoff game. Nope. Tim Tebow did. Against the Steelers. How about that? Talking to you, John Elway. And then, of course, he won. And was he a strong quarterback? No. But you hear all the time, which is just another topic we can get onto, you hear all the time about all the potential of these quarterbacks, which are mostly black quarterbacks. And yet, Tebow won, and you never heard about, hey, maybe Steve Young, who is lefty, should take him under his wing and help him. No one ever talked about his potential. No one ever talked about this. But you know what? We're getting off the track here. That's a whole other thing. I'm making my point. So, Tavares Jackson, if I remember correctly, still is on a roster. That is not a joke. So, anyways, then again, we could talk about Crybaby Cam all day. Okay, so the 10 marquee players with question marks. Antonio Brown, great wide receiver. They're talking about helping him, and he's going to develop with his new quarterback, David Carr. Well, here's the thing. David Carr needs to step up to the plate and end this whole question mark thing. Poor Antonio, oh my God, I can't have my helmet. For once in the NFL's lifetime, they're trying to do something to help the players by giving you the best helmet possible to be safe. Oh, I know, you're a veteran and you should get your way because, oh my God. Yeah, no, doesn't work for me. So, Antonio, here's the thing. David Carr is going to throw to you. David Carr is going to do everything he can to help you. But I promise you, if you do something wrong, he will lecture you, he will talk to you, and obviously you seem to have a problem with everything else. So if I am anybody drafting, and I'm being serious here, yeah, no, my fantasy team doesn't have Antonio Brown. So the question mark, the point of the question mark, to me, there is no question mark. Do not draft him. Because no matter how good he is, no matter, what his stats say, bottom line is he's going to be a problem for you. Who were those previous people? T.O. Toxic in the locker room. And he's not in football any longer, and Dallas were idiots for even, entertaining him. Who was that other guy? Oh, yeah, X-Man. Des Bryant. Loser for life. Okay, here's the reason for Dez. Dez was a great talent, and I say was because he's not in the league anymore. So even with his talent, he's not here. Oh, because he was toxic in the locker room. So, Jerry, we'll get to you in a moment because we've got a lot to go through here. And trust me, you're on my list with Zeke and everything. So, anywho, we're going to check that off as no question mark. Do not draft Antonio Brown. Somewhere along the season, he's going to be suspended. He may be even Chad Johnson, where he's sent home by the team and told, don't even come to the games, the practices, the locker room, nothing. We don't want you. Next. They're talking about... Oh, that was stupid. Why would they do that? We'll get to that one next. They're talking about Kyler Murray. If you don't know Kyler Murray, well, many people don't. Due to the fact of... Oh, sorry. Someone decided just to kick that over there. All right. So the point is... Kyler Murray's new, young, the fresh face in Arizona, and I hate to break it to you, but he's a little dude. And we all know little dudes can play. Drew Brees, that's a great example. Doug Flutie, another great example. So, anywho, they're giving you their opinion, which, yes, he is a Heisman Trophy winner, blah, 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 he is mobile. Let me put it to you like this. There are way too many defensive players that are twice his size, twice his weight, and you can run like a firefly all you want. But if you get hit, you're going down. And you're going down hard, and you're probably going to get injured. Thus, they're saying it would be the exception, not the norm, for Kyler to step in and light up the league. We get that. But here's the thing. He may light up the emergency room. That won't be good. If I'm you, I'm taking him in later rounds. There's no question mark here. There's none. You're not picking him with the first 5 rounds. If you did, yeah, there's a lot better people. I understand the potential, since the NFL talks about potential, but again, size matters. Size matters, and the defense is 2 times his size, 2 times his weight, and these are men, not coming out of college children now, indoctrinated children who need to put on 20, 30 pounds of muscle. Men, they will light you up. I hope, oh wait, you too played the Niners. Not once, but twice this year. Richard Sherman's going to knock your head off. Pretty certain about that. And then if you play, I think, where did he go from Kansas City, Mr. Ford? I think he went to Seattle. You play them twice a year, and that Seattle defense looks bad, man. I don't mean bad, I mean bad good. I mean, the Legion of Boom is back one more time. And if they're smart, they keep Ford and these other guys. I don't know if you've seen preseason. There's been 2 weeks preseason, and Ford has started both. That defense has started. But Mr. Pete Carroll is a genius. It's so many ways, it's not even funny. But the point is, it's going to be bad for Kyler Murray. I guarantee injury. Hopefully not season-long sustaining injury, but yeah, don't draft him till the end. I'm sure you peeps will, but it's all good. All right, next. You know, they're putting on here Carson Wentz, Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. I totally understand that. I have no problem with that, due to the fact of, yeah, he's been hurt 2 seasons in a row, and if it wasn't for Nick Foles, thank you, Nick Foles, who took over the team, went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then drove them through the playoffs and almost to the Super Bowl again. You know, it's going to bother me because we're on this segment here. We're going to hit Nick Foles right next, back to back for a reason. Carson Wentz needs to be in better shape. They're saying he's in the best shape of his career. Best shape of career or not, when you get cheap hits, and I'm not saying there were, but they do happen. Mr. Carson Wentz, you need to realize 2 things. Watch your legs, watch your knees, and you need to play like every game, every down is the last time you'll play this game, because someone's coming for you. I don't know why they have a target on you, besides the fact, well, we won't get into that, but besides the fact you're with the Eagles, so forth and so forth. It's time you stood up, did your job, and play like you're never going to play again. Because it's time the Eagles went back to the Super Bowl. You can lead them there. Obviously, you would have in the past, except you got hurt. So, that's all I'm saying. We'll leave that there. Again, there's no question mark. Just draft him with confidence and pray he doesn't get hurt. Going back to back, we're going to go with Nick Foles. They're saying he is a huge question mark. I've got to disagree. Yes, you can pick him up in later rounds because, he's the starting quarterback for Jacksonville. That's all there is to it. I don't care what anyone says. It says with a big contract and no longer in a supporting role, can Foles step in and produce in an uncontested, as an uncontested number 1 starter? Yeah, he can. You got to have players around him, though. Just like they say about all the other quarterbacks. Oh, well, Cam doesn't do this because he doesn't have a supporting cast like Brady does. And oh my God, and this guy over here, he does. Okay, enough of that garbage. We all know why Crybaby Cam doesn't succeed. Did you see the Super Bowl? All right. So Nick Foles can, should, and I believe will, as a starting quarterback, do what needs to be done. The problem herein lies, do you have a supporting cast? He may not. Do you have a good defense? He may not. So, if you can get him in like round, I guess you guys have an average of 24 rounds, 32 rounds, depending what league you're in. Mine has an average of 24 rounds. Shout out to my brother Jim for Vaultman's Elite, or Vaultman's Draft Only. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Celebrating 5 years, kids. All right. I would definitely pick him up around 15th or 16th round if he's still available. He is a starter. I believe he will succeed. And again, that's the only thing that is needed. Now again, these goofballs are saying, without a true supporting cast, can he put this team on his shoulders? Even Brady can't take the whole damn team. I mean, that is just a stupid quote. So anyways, no question there. Eli Manning. Should I even talk about this? Probably not. They're putting Eli and Saquon in here. It says after Saquon Barkley's, he's running back for Giants, in case you didn't know, breakout rookie season, the 2018 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year will be a marked man. And without ODB, which, thank God, New York, you did something that Jerry won't do. Oh, wait. Sorry. Thank you, New York, for doing something Jerry won't do. And we'll get to Jerry Jones in a little bit. Anyways, they're saying without ODB to be a distraction, will Saquon do okay? Will he be the running back he was? Okay. Sterling Shepard, you need to step up. And your other rookie wide receivers, you need to step up. Your tight end, Evan Ingram, I believe, you need to step up. And as long as you guys catch the ball, run with the ball, yak yards and that, you're going to open up a lot for Saquon because that offensive line is sweet. Now, it does come down to Eli being able to throw the ball. I believe that Eli should have been on a different team, sitting out a year, being a backup, and then starting the next year because his time is done in New York. They've drafted a quarterback, and they're moving on without him, I promise you that. So, we're going to say that Saquon is going to be okay as long as his supporting cast does well. I don't see any injuries. That's a good thing. But Eli, I see Eli being benched, and I'm going to tell you why. You get hit as much as Eli gets hit, and take the shots he gets hit with, and he's a veteran, over 10 years. Yeah. I see him being benched, and it may be due to an injury, but otherwise it'll be benched just because of poor performance. So I believe that, this young guy, what's his name here, first round draft pick, Daniel Jones, it says they said that he'll see some playing time. No. Really? Yeah. So there's no question mark there. Eli, you need to draft with some caution. Baker Mayfield, and if you don't know Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Dog Pound Browns. It says here he was impressive in 2018. Were you not watching in 2018? That someone's got to tell you that? I don't even watch football, and I know that Baker Mayfield did well last year. Thus, I believe he'll have another good year. I believe that they will vie for the NFC North title. I believe this is the year they could beat the Steelers twice. I believe that they're going to walk all over the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, sorry, Bengals. Not Bungles. Bengals. And I think they'll split with the Ravens. The old Cleveland Browns versus the new Cleveland Browns. There you go. And enough said. Absolutely. I think that you'll be good to go. Just use Chubby a lot, Mr. Nick Chubb, and you'll be good to go. And if you haven't noticed on your team, there's a guy named ODB. Don't take any of his crap. Don't do it. Be the leader. Don't be his friend. Tell him he has a job to do. Because if you don't, there's your problem. And, okay, so where are we going? Oh, Le'Veon Bell. Oh, yeah. It says, after a year away from the game, guys, stop right there. a year away from the game, he didn't get hit. This guy was smoking hot when he left the game. So, in my estimation, a year off, a very good front line from what I've seen. He should be all right. Now, again, supporting cast. You don't have a Ben Roethlisberger. You don't have an Antonio. Well, you don't have an Antonio Brown. You don't have a Juju, and you don't have a Switzer. Just saying, it is what it is. If the Jets actually work with him and establish the fact that he is the man, he should be touching that ball 28 to 32 times a game. That's a lot, but you paid him a lot, so you got to get it together. I would draft Le'Veon with caution, but at the same time, if he was available to me and he dropped in my lap at number 6, number 7, number 8, you take him. Joe Flacco, also known as Falco to me and the missus because of the Replacements movie, Falco. Falco did, sorry, we got to say it because it's the NFL. Flacco did good in Baltimore. He won a Super Bowl. Obviously, the defense won the Super Bowl. But just saying, man, come on. It was like the whole Trent Dilfer thing. Bottom line is that Flacco controlled the offense, didn't turn over the ball, and that means something to me if you have a defense like that in those days. Now, over the past 5 years, really? Kind of, And he was hurt once in that. But now he's in Denver. That's the beauty of it. You're with John, I used to be the most glorious quarterback in the world next to Marino Elway. And somehow he thinks he can be this great front office person. No. I'm pulling a Landry Harden right now. That's what little Landry does, and no. So, John, you need to do one thing if you're going to help Mr. Flacco, and that is you have to keep Philip Lindsay healthy. You need to get Emmanuel Sanders healthy because you got a quarterback that can make it happen, especially in the higher elevations. And I definitely see you in the playoffs if you keep these players healthy, if you make your defense stronger than strong. Now, it doesn't matter what you think I just said. The fact is health, health, health. You have a guy, I believe, Jeff Heuerman, the tight end. Please, dink and doink the ball, Flacco. It worked for the Niners, it worked for Montana, and everyone copied that for the longest time. It works. If your offensive line is pushing people back or letting them fly through, and you dink it to a tight end that can actually run, no offense, Jason Witten, you're going to get some extra yards, and on top of that, you're going to make a lot of first downs. It can happen. And let's be honest. The Broncos defense is getting older in age, but damn good still. So I'm going to say if you can get Flacco in rounds 7 through 10, maybe a little lower, take him. Absolutely. Especially if it's a draft only. I know people are like pitching a fit about, oh, draft only sucks. You don't have to do anything every week. You don't have to get... Okay, you know what? It's an available league, and it is a legal league, so it was created to be played appropriately. So if it's able to be played, shut up. All right, so Flacco, thumbs up, and just remember you're wanting him as in a draft only, you want him. And then in the other leagues, you want him in case your other people get hurt. But the fact is, he can and will produce as far as I'm concerned. All right, so, oh, yes. I mean, we're still on my first page. Do you see how many pages I have? We're on my first page still, and we're finally getting to the good stuff. It's even right here. Jerry Jones. Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, I'm sure you heard of Colin Cowherd on The Herd. And Colin has made it clear, and he has said everything that I have said about Zeke. Trade him. He is a problem. He is a huge problem. And he, as far as I'm concerned, is in year, what, 3? Oh my God. Most running backs' average lifespan is 5 to 6 years of production, unless you're Frank Gore, who's still rolling, man, after, what, 17 years? Yeah, pretty impressive. Go Frank Gore in Buffalo. Zeke has too many problems on and off the field. Now we're holding out because even though, and this is my biggest fit about NFL players, you have 2 years left on your contract. I don't care what anyone else is saying. You signed a contract, you have 2 years left, you play until that contract's over. If during that contract the owner wishes to come to you and sign you to an extension or reevaluate your contract, fine. But you initiated this, not Jerry. And you initiated it because, oh, well, they're going to pay Dak, and they're going to pay Amari, and Amari wasn't here till last year. And oh my God, okay, shut up. Why do you flap your jaw? You are a spoiled person who runs a football, who plays a game in a NFL business. My God, on the most notable team in the NFL. And besides the Patriots and Steelers, and of course Oakland, O-Town. Yeah, not digging it, Zeke. And I'm not digging it, Jerry. Jerry, listen to me. Zeke's holding out. Do not pay him. I have a tape of Colin Cowherd on the Herd saying what he would do if you had to pay these 3 people. And I said weeks before this interview or this tape was made with on the Herd that you need to trade Zeke. Jerry has this problem going back to Tony Nomo and X-Man, who was horrible. He was toxic, of some loyalty that he has. You could have traded Tony Romo, sorry, because Tony Romo and X-Man, Des Bryant, 3-4 years before they both quit. 2-3 years before Tony took a back injury that, well, just made him worthless, even more worthless. The fact is, Jerry had this loyalty, and it came out of nowhere, and the team suffered. Now he has this loyalty to Zeke. Let me tell you something, Jerry. I am not a Cowboy fan. And I just can't stand you're a great businessman. I love it. But your son, Steven, knows football. And I'm telling you, hand it to Steven. Because, Jerry, you need to do what me and Colin Cowherd says. Trade Zeke. He has trade value. What you will get for him is unbelievable. How about calling Oakland? I think they need a running back. How about calling, wait for it, San Francisco? They need a running back. How about calling Kansas City? They need a running back. And just for giggles, to put him with the worst team possible. As far as I'm concerned, the worst team possible. Why don't you just call, can we say it? Can we say it? Yeah, call the Tennessee Titans, dude. They need a running back. And I'm going to put it to you in a nice way. Jerry, let him go. I don't care about your investment because what you'll get in return for trading him is insane. You're going to get draft picks, and you're going to draft someone so much better. And you have a running back from the draft that's damn good. Enough said. You don't pay Zeke. He's not fulfilling his contract. You let him hold out, and while he's holding out, you tell him and his little manager that you're, even if he has a no trade clause, you tell him, I don't think he does, but you tell him, hey, you need to sign off on this because I'm going to trade you. I'm fielding offers. And that's it. So that's all we got to say about Zeke. But since we're on a topic of it, you don't pay Dak either. I'm sorry, guys. Dak will not lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl unless it's in the same form as Trent Dilfer. Not turning over the ball, not doing this, he's got an arm, but if you look at last year, he did not run as much as he should have. He took way too many sacks he shouldn't have. He's not thinking up here. So to me, don't do a Tony and a Dez move. Get rid of them. Trade Dak, trade Zeke. And if you don't want to trade Dak, cool. Roll with him for this year. But when you don't get to the Super Bowl, and when you don't make it to the championship game, even if you're going to pay him this year, you still got to get rid of him. He's not a Super Bowl contending quarterback. But getting to the big thing, make sure you pay Amari Cooper. Roll Tide, roll. That's all I'm saying there. And this guy's good. He was with the wrong team with Oakland, and he had no choice because you're not allowed to truly pick who you go to when you come out of college. That's silly too. And I'm just saying to you guys, so Dallas Cowboys, keep Amari, keep Dak this year. Just trade Zeke. Trade him now. So if you are drafting And so that's what we're trying to get to. If you're drafting a running back position, I would completely ignore Zeke. Do not touch him. He will, even if he comes back halfway through the season and stops holding out, he will not jump in and be ready to roll. It would be embarrassing to the other running backs who are going to start. And actually, you drafted a good running back. You need to let that keep going. Leave Zeke out of this. Trade him, trade him, trade him. And if you are drafting, do not draft Zeke Elliott. There you go. No question mark there. One page is done. Woohoo! All right, let's see what else we can do here. Let's go over here, go over here, go over here. Okay, cool. Nice. I love the background, don't you guys? All right, so they say there are 5 major busts for people to avoid when drafting this year for fantasy football. 5? It doesn't even say the top 5. They're saying there's 5. No, there's a lot of them, but we're going to go with the 5. They're saying Damian Williams, running back of Kansas City. I've got a huge problem with that. Who you got? Who else do you have on Kansas City? I must have missed it. It's showing a whole bunch of people. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at on ADP, and if you know what that is, average draft position. Is he too high? Yes. But at the same time, one more time, who you got? To me, they're saying he's going to bust. I think he'll do average. Draft with your confidence, not my confidence, not anyone on TV's confidence. No. You do what you need to do. Another one they say is going to bust is wide receiver of Seattle Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Really? Huh. I'm confused. Is he going to bust, or is he going to bust for fantasy football? They're saying for fantasy football. I think he'll support the team properly. I think he'll do good for the team. I think he'll catch what he needs to catch. Is he a top 10 for fantasy football? No. Not by recent stats, recent year stats, no. But again, if you're in the late rounds and you need somebody, this guy, Tyler Lockett. All right. The third one they say is a bust is Cleveland Browns running back Kareem Hunt. I don't even want to hear the nonsense that I know people are already flapping their jaw about. The Browns are taking a chance on him. You have Nick Chubb. Now, unlike Ray Rice, the NFL never gave a second chance to, even though his wife said that she slapped and hit him first, and video shows it. Oh, we can't have this. But all of a sudden, so many years removed from Ray Rice, Kareem Hunt is allowed to join a team. Which, okay. So of all the teams that reached out to him, was the Browns. This guy's a backup. Was he a starter? Yes. Do you know his mental focus right now? No. Do you have Nick Chubb? Yes. If you're drafting Kareem Hunt, you do it in later rounds, way later rounds, and it's like the Cinderella pick. You know what I'm saying? That pick where you're like, if I had to guess, like a long shot going to the Super... There it is, right there. Your long shot. Do I think he'll see some touches this year? Yes. Do I think he'll get into football form? Yes. As long as Chubb is healthy, Chubb is your starter. As long as Chubb is healthy, Chubb is your producer. But if you can get this guy in a draft-only round, around number 20, the 20th round, do it. If you're in other leagues and you don't want to waste a pick, you're saying, because you only have so many roster spots, if you have 32 roster spots, you're not wasting a pick. If he's available 20 and under, 25 and later, take him. Oh my God, not hard, guys. Not saying he's going to be a bust-out player. Just have him on your roster. It's like when you don't pick a backup quarterback. My brother would go crazy right now if he knew you didn't take a backup quarterback. Example, if you take Garoppolo, love this guy. Had a frightening injury last year, and it's just one of those things where you sit there going, ooh, you don't want to see that. Like Alan Hearns, ooh, oh man, that was bad. Anyways, the whole point is you're not going to see that again, or you hope not with the same person. So in case you do, though, in case he gets hurt in other ways, you draft his backup. Why not, right? There you go. That's for draft-only leagues, of course. All right, so that's that. And then it says the next person that is going to be a bust, which I just want to make it clear right now. I totally disagree with this. You have no statistical information, nothing that's the 411 on Le'Veon Bell. running back New York Jets. As I said earlier, he sat out a year. That means he didn't get hit. He didn't get belted. He didn't get punched. He didn't get, well, hit in other places. And the fact is, he's just a well-maintained, oiled machine. So for a whole year, he stayed healthy, didn't eat carbs, didn't eat, I don't know, probably had pizza, who cares? The fact is, he's still in football shape. And he's ready to roll. And he looks good in training camp. And it's Le'Veon Bell. They are wrong. No, as long as he stays healthy, they are wrong. Don't listen to this crap. Le'Veon Bell, 12th pick in a draft? Yes. Yes. If you get him, because, you want to pick other people before round 12, but if you can get Le'Veon Bell in round 12, 13, 14, 15, absolutely, they are wrong. Patrick Mahomes, what? Okay, these guys are saying, with their logical insight, Patrick Mahomes is going to be a bust. Woohoo! Where do I start with that? Remember, these are experts, kids. These are experts that don't play fantasy football. These are experts who, yeah, we'll leave that alone. All right, Patrick Mahomes, besides the fact he's on the cover of Madden, why are you on the cover of Madden, Patrick Mahomes? Is it for the money? Seriously? The Madden curse. If he survives the Madden's curse, that's not, if you don't survive the Madden curse, that doesn't mean that Patrick Mahomes is a bust. That's not what that means. It means it's the Madden curse. And the majority of people that are on the cover of Madden, they get hurt. So, they don't mention that one time in here, so I'm going to mention it. If he survives the Madden curse, he'll be fine. Yes, he lost a lot of people on defense. I understand that. But you brought in a lot of good people. Defense should be fine. Average, but fine. Offensively, well, you lost Kareem Hunt, 6 to 10 games into the season? NFL, that's garbage too. I'm sorry. We'll get onto that another day, but that's garbage. If you knew about him doing what he said he did in February of the previous year, in June of that same season, so when you saw how good the Chiefs were, you didn't want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That was all planned. That was all pre-orchestrated. Because week 10, and then you say something? No. All right, so Patrick Mahomes, draft with confidence, kids. Don't listen to that garbage. Because what they're saying here isn't even logical. What I'm saying is logical, and that is the Madden curse. If you don't believe in the Madden curse, this should be your number one pick. Number one, right, Caitlin? Caitlin Baca. Yes, the Mean Green. She's in my league, the very difficult league, and her first pick was Patrick Mahomes. In my brother's draft-only league, it took Alex 5 hours to make the pick with the first pick. Anyways, but he took Patrick Mahomes. Thus, guess what? The ADP for Patrick Mahomes is 1 and 2. Hello? Don't listen to this. If he gets hurt, that's one thing. But just to say he's going to bust, no. All right. Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot. Like that one a lot. All right. So, we're going to go with tight ends. It says late round winners for picking late round tight ends. They're giving me 5 that we need to pay attention to. And one of them, I'm not even going to lie to you about it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts here. He should not be number 3. He should be number 1. So, they have David Njoku, Jordan Reed, Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson, and Jeff Swaim. If any of you don't know Jeff Swaim, please let me introduce you to him. He was with the Dallas Cowboys last year. And because the man, the myth, and I'm the legend, of course, Mr. Jason Witten decided to leave ESPN. Good move, Jason. And come back to the Cowboys. They let Jeff go. What? Who do you think snatched him up? The Jacksonville Jaguars. You watch Jeff. I have Jeff Swaim. And I'm telling you, he will be wonderful for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is the starting tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pick Jeff Swaim. And yes, it's Jeff, Geoff, Swaim, Swaim. If you can get this guy and you need a solid starter who on an offense with Nick Foles. Here we go, guys. Nick Foles is going to dink and doink to this guy. And if you're in my league, PPR, or any other PPR league, and you get 1 point per catch, Jeff Swain. Thumbs up. Joku, there's no question mark there. It says he's a later round tight end. No, he's not. I mean, later round when? So he's not in the top 5 pick. Who cares? Later round, you take Joku. Jordan Reed, oh, Washington Redskins. Let me tell you about them. Jordan Reed is going to do wonderful, based upon the fact that you have Case Keenum, who will probably start, Colt McCoy, who probably won't, and see, another glorious person. Colt, retire, bro. And then your new wonderful quarterback, Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins I have a lot of respect for because he actually called Joe Theismann and asked, didn't demand, asked. That's A-S-K-E-D, not axed. He asked Joe Theismann if he could wear the number 7. Because, well, we all know number 7 is Joe Theismann for the Redskins. And Joe, being Joe, said, go for it. You know, Joe said his time was way back when, man. So everyone knows number 7's always Joe. No one's going to play better than Joe. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, he probably won't even be on the Redskins with Daniel Snyder doing everything he does in 2 years, so who cares? Bottom line is, Dwayne Haskins is going to need help. Because if you start Case Keenum, he's good, but he may get injured. And when Dwayne Haskins gets in there due to injury or the team ain't winning, then he's going to be dinking and doinking to Jordan Reed. Oh my God, this is priceless. PPR leagues, listen to me, get Jordan Reed. PPR leagues, get Dwayne Haskins. Thank you. No question mark there. Yes, and he is a later round winner. TJ Hawkinson and Mark Andrews, see, this is how you get honesty from me. I don't know them. Don't care to know them. You want to know why? Because here's my paper of my team, and they ain't on there. So enough of that. All right, so then it says one more late round winner, but it's not at, yeah, I was going to say, that's not the right one. Late round winners for quarterbacks. Woo-hoo. Yeah, okay. How he's a late round, I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo. Just want to make it clear. Jimmy Garoppolo, my first quarterback picked. He will not have the same injury that he had last year that took him out for the season. Will he get injured? I don't know. Depends on that offensive line. Depends if he takes shots instead of throwing the ball away. But he is a man's quarterback. And I'm telling you, how they even have this guy marked as a late round winner. Yes, he is if you wait till the late rounds to get him. But if you're in a draft only, yes. You know, I mean, he gets picked in ADP is 15 to 24 rounds 15 and 24. But I'm just saying, you need to nail that. You need to get that. Lamar Jackson. Why are we talking about late round with Lamar? See, this I don't understand either. I'm not telling you he's a top 10 pick because you have all the positions that you're picking from for the top 10. But if you're talking top 10, top 15 for a quarterback, how is he a late round? That doesn't even make sense. Lamar Jackson is going to be good. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts here, guys. He needs to keep his head on straight. Just draft this dude. I mean, my God, man. Kirk Cousins, he did what he was supposed to last year. The Minnesota Vikings didn't. Enough said. If you can pick him up in later rounds, never hear a complaint from me. Jared Goff. Got a problem with him. Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl. You want to know why? Because he was with the Rams. You want to know why? Because they had one heck of a defense. And if I remember correctly, what was that guy? Ndamukong Suh. He's now with Tampa Bay. And in Tampa Bay with a defensive-minded coach named Bruce Arians, who the Arizona Cardinals decided was, well, can't have you. Okay. Well, that's not good. Because now Bruce Arians is putting a defense together that I'm hoping, because this little paper I showed you, that's my draft for the draft only, my brother's draft only, Valtman's draft only, on myfantasyleague.com. Yes, good shout out. And we're still going. I think we're on in round 17. And I am pretty certain that I am going to try my best to pick up the Tampa Bay defense. Yeah. But I also have the Seattle Seahawks defense. Just saying. All right. So, Jeff Goff. You've lost major people on defense. You have... What was that dude's name? Gurley. He's Gurley. Yeah. He's holding out. Pretty certain he's holding out. And your wide receivers, Cooper Kupp and the whatever his name, the other Cooper. Really? So you went to the Super Bowl and you can't seem to draft proper people. You always draft bigger people. You always draft better people than what you have because you develop them from rookies and on. Why you didn't go get Amendola, I don't understand. Why you didn't go get any of these wide receivers on my list here? Like, let me throw one at you. How about Cole Beasley? Didn't go after him, but Buffalo did. Yeah. I'm just saying, if it was me, will he produce? Yes. Will he produce at the level he did last year? No. So, is he a late round winner if you need a quarterback? Yes. Because he's going to fill in and do very well for you. But he ain't going to do like last year, so that's enough of that. They keep talking about other people, which bothers me, like Tyrod Taylor. Why are you talking about Tyrod Taylor? He's a backup now because when he was with the Baltimore Ravens, he got the snot knocked out of him. When he was with the Buffalo Bills, he got the snot knocked out of him. Kind of like Cleveland used to be. No offensive line. And now he's the backup to Phillip Rivers. Now, Phillip Rivers, he's been known and prone to a little bit of injury here. So if Tyrod gets in, since he's been resting, yeah. Later rounds for like a huge roster, take Tyrod. No. No. Yeah, no. Okay. So, yeah. Yep. No, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't see anything crazy. But I will tell you this. From me to you, Drew Brees is a very good quarterback. I'm not bashing anybody that does as good as Drew Brees, but I hope that BS call that did, not one, not two, but 3 BS calls against the Saints that put the Rams in the Super Bowl instead of the Saints. If that doesn't light a fire under your butt, Drew Brees, to just outplay the refs, I don't know what to tell you. You should be in the Super Bowl this year. You should. And if you're not in the Super Bowl, you should be in the NFC Championship game again. But I guarantee it won't be against the Rams. The Rams are not going back to the Super Bowl. The Rams are not going back to the NFC Championship game. I think it's going to be the Saints, the Niners, the Eagles, and you got to put me on a spot here. I truly want to say the Falcons, but I just don't see that happening as a Final Four team. No, there's some really good teams, but we know it won't be the Bears. We know it won't be the Lions. I think it's gonna be Seattle. There's your Final Four. You're gonna have Seattle. I bet you it's Seattle and the Saints for the final on the NFC side before going to Super Bowl. And so let me give you some more advice here. So on the AFC side, everyone's saying it's going to be the Patriots. No. Will the Patriots be in the Final Four? It's possible. Very, very high percentage possible. But let's play devil's advocate here. Will it be the Steelers? Will it be the Browns? Yeah, it could be. And let's see. Will it be the Colts? Could be. Will it be the Chiefs? I think so. Will it be the Broncos? Will it be the Raiders? No. No. Landry, tell him. No. Patriots, I mean, with what's left, yeah. Because the Jets, no. Buffalo, no. Miami, no. Yeah. but I'm going to give you some surprises. Houston Texans. I think Houston Texans could be one of the Final Four teams. I'm not a Houston Texans fan, just like I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. Yeah, Houston. Looking good, man. J.J. Watt, also known as J.J. SWAT. Tear it up, boy. That's how it works. And Clowney, shut your hole, get your contract taken care of, and get there and help get a Super Bowl for that city. That's all I'm saying. Now, to end this wonderful piece of love here, I just want to tell you I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I've got 19 picks already done. I got 5 more to go. My roster in a draft only is Drew Brees, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dwayne Haskins, Ben Roethlisberger. That's my quarterbacks. My running backs are Matt Breida, Philip Lindsay, Latavius Murray, Giovanni Bernard. And trust me, I got 5 picks still. I'm probably going to pick another running back. And I'm probably going to pick a backup quarterback, which I'm not going to say in case someone that I know in my league watches this. My wide receivers are Dante Pettis, Harry and Keel, Will Fuller, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Cole Beasley. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to grab another wide receiver too. My tight ends are Jeff Swaim. Thank you. Jacksonville Jaguars. And Austin Hooper, Falcons. Don't know if I'm going to grab a third one, but I might. My kickers are Josh Lambo, Jacksonville. You're catching this, right? Jacksonville, okay. And Graham Gano, Carolina. And the reason I say Graham Gano is because for Carolina is when, as long as he's with the team and produces well to stay with the team, when Crybaby Cam chooses to not be Crybaby Cam, he'll be kicking extra points. But when Crybaby Cam is Crybaby Cam and worrying about, I'm getting hit too much, and if I was Brady, there would be flat. Okay, it doesn't matter what. You're right. You take a lot of hits, dude, but you have something called a pair of legs. And you can run like the wind. And you choose not to because why? If you know you're going to get hit and you know you're not going to get the flag called or thrown in your favor, run!